Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Sarah and this is Renata. And Renata and I have been working together for about 1 or 2 years. She's actually one of the teachers that helps me lead the 90-day Awakening and Empowerment program. And so she's kind enough today to share some of her time to kind of talk a little bit about me, which to be honest, it's a little humbling for me. It's not something that I'm very comfortable with. But I think that sometimes it's important to hear from someone else about what their experience is like kind of working with me. So in the 90-day program, we do a little bit of yoga and meditation, so you have a practice customized to your specific needs. We do a little bit of understanding. I give you some textbooks and an online module that you follow. And then we do a little bit of holistic life coaching. And that's kind of like the guidance that I give, sometimes in a group and sometimes one-on-one, depending on which program you choose. And today I want to talk a little bit about that teacher-student relationship and like, why do you feel that it's important to have someone to kind of just help you rise and help you like uplift your mindset, your vibration, your dedication, your commitment. So hi, Renata, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you.
So can you start by sharing kind of before you met me, you were doing a little bit of yoga on YouTube before you did the 9-month program with me. Can you share where were you at, like mentally, physically, emotionally at the time? Like what was your stress level? What was going on in your life?
I'm not the person that like carries the stress, but over the lifetime you deal with people, you always carry the stress, and I was the person always kind of like taking in and building up the layers and after layer, and I felt like sometimes it just like my chest felt very heavy, and sometimes I just like have no air coming in, and like I just need to change my life, and that was my like biggest think that I knew I have to change something in my life.
And so then you started doing some yoga with me, and you participated in this other program where we did some understanding, and then at the same time, every time that we did a lecture, I would kind of like to give personal guidance on like what it is that your life could be, what it is that, like, so people come to me with stress, with problems at home and at work. And one of the things that I do as a teacher is kind of make sure that we're constantly taking action to fix that. Right. So then we were working in a group, and it was a small group, but people would open up and kind of share their problems and share their issues and share what was going on with them. What was your experience learning from the group and kind of watching me teach and watching me guide others to like different perspectives, maybe?
I think that's the first thing you have to know, that you keep such a secret space, and that's so beautiful. Everything stayed in the room, and we always shared our problems, and you did a beautiful like guidance to everyone. Maybe you should do this, or and follow this path, and I think that was beautiful. And everybody has different problems, but you always find the way to help them. And I mean, I'm not the kind of person that has a lot of problems, but from some people you really rose them on a higher level, and I think that's most beautiful that can you ever imagine.
Now, why do you think it's helpful for someone to receive guidance from a spiritual teacher? I mean, there's so many people like psychologists and psychiatrists, and they're necessary for many things, but there's also books. People could just read a book and try and get the information from there, or they could go talk to their friends and trying to get some guidance from there. What was different about working with me and in a group and the guidance that you were receiving in that format?
I think it's your knowledge, and that you're speaking really from your heart, and I think you have your spiritual level is on a high like level that you really can help people. I mean, it's hard to tell because, you know, I'm not with a lot of issues. So, but I think like for me, your knowledge for me was like, I want to be like, sit over there and like sit like that and like, please take more information, take more, you know, because I just felt like this is wonderful and it's helping me. So I felt like I let a sponge and just getting absorbed, like, you know, on the level that I can actually go home and feel really good, even if I have to change my life a little bit. It was worth it.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's the thing. And this is why we're doing these testimonials. And this is why I'm like uncomfortable with it. And I'm like, can we explain it to people who might be considering this program? And I get on these interviews and it's still the same thing. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. There's just this energy download that happens. There's this consciousness that happens. I'm in your presence and we're having a conversation and I just see more clearly. And, you know, it's kind of hard to explain, right? Like, and honestly,
believe me, yes. Yes, it's really hard to explain. And that's what I want to try to say, because like, it's really the explanation how that works. I sometimes I went home and I just didn't know, but it just did, you know. And
this is why I call it the awakening program, right? Because there is
right.
literally that. Like you just wake up and things are the same, but they're different. Like you look at them differently. You come from a different perspective. And just to answer the question, the way that that comes from is by sitting at the foot of my teacher for over 12 years and receiving that download of consciousness. And there is no shortcut to that. There is no way to kind of, well, let me ask you this. Could you have done it on your own? Could you have lifted to this level of consciousness and awareness by yourself from where you are?
No way. No. I wouldn't even know where to start at the beginning. No.
But you were doing YouTube videos. You had read a couple of books. You were trying.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But no way on the high level as you know, put us all in the room and gave us opportunity to change, to try. And I just very hard to explain, you know, this is like a miracle happened.
So instead of trying to explain what happened, let's explain what changed in your life. How did this change your life, having this new level of consciousness and self-awareness and peace? How did that reflect in your family, your friends, your work, at home, with yourself? Like what changed? What were the daily little picture differences that you saw in your life?
First thing I noticed that things I used to like bring around me and I was like carrying on me and felt heavy. I don't have that anymore. Like even with my family, I have way better relationship at work, you know, like you feel like you so much lighter, and it's really hard to explain. I mean,
okay, so let's close with this. What would you say to someone who's considering this 90-day program and it's on the fence and they're thinking they can do it on their own and they could just read some books and do some YouTube videos and they'll be okay and they'll figure it out? What would you say to them?
They never figure this out. Just they gotta follow the path. They have to work so many hours, and you have to take your time. And you will see the difference. It's just, you know, you have to find the right teacher. And I'm just saying that I'm trying to, you know, say about Sarah, she's wonderful, but she's really wonderful teacher. And I've known her like for 3 years. And every time we struggled, she always raised us on a higher level. And I think this is beautiful.
Yeah. And, you know, I'll come into that because we're doing these interviews for, you know, me and my program and tell them a little bit about how I work. And I'm not everybody's teacher. Like, I'm a good teacher, but you kind of have to be ready because I will raise the bar and I will hold you to a certain standard and I will continuously raise the bar. You know, sometimes people maybe are considering the 90-day program and I'm interviewing the students who are like with me 3, 4, 5 years and they're like, oh my God, like why? Why did they stick? And the answer is, it's a different level of work. Like we do the work from a happy place almost. Like you do the work because there's nothing better to do. You do the work because you know, you can have a map and go into the jungle and kind of try and follow the map and figure it out on your own, or you can make it effortless and have someone who's a little bit ahead and kind of show you the way.
Yeah. You know, it's not that every teacher, I guess every guy find their own teacher. That's the first thing, because, you know, even like if you have a yoga teacher, you will find a teacher that you're gonna like and you're not gonna like. You know, that's totally normal, as we say. But our job is to teach, and if you give it time and you give it a try, I'm sure you will find the right teacher. And I guess
you have to be able to follow your intuition. So let's close with this. Remember how you found me, and had you
yes.
known me before you started to work with me? Did you know?
Excuse me?
How
No,
did you?
I did not know you at all. I did not know you at all.
And so what was it in your intuition? How did you know that I was the right teacher for you when you just found me on Google and you just kind of followed and signed up for my program? How did you know?
You know, from that Google, I would know nothing about it, but it just when I walked in your, you know, secret space, your studio, and as soon as we talk, and I think you asked me, Renata, are you sure you want to do this? And you know, this is gonna be hard, and you kind of prepare me, like, you know, this is it. And I just had no doubts, and it just from the way you speak, you had so much knowledge, and I said, you know what, I just felt that, like, that my intuition. And
so that's what I would say to you guys. If you are on the fence, follow your heart, follow your intuition. It will never lead you wrong. There's a part of you that knows exactly where you need to be going, and you need to follow it fearlessly. And a lot of the times we confuse fear with intuition. People get afraid and they feel the fear. It's like, oh, my intuition is telling me that I shouldn't go there. It's like, no. That's not your intuition. That's your fear. That connect with the part of you that actually would bring you peace and is not afraid of just trying new things and giving it a shot. All right. Thank you so much, Renata, for taking the time to do this for me.
thank you so much.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Namaste.
Namaste.